Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform, our platform, to become your spiritual server. And welcome, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Scorpio Rising, or for anybody who just wants to hang out with the Scorpio Tribe and develop that energy. To your August 2018 report. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. And what's up, Scorpio? How are y'all doing? Scorpio Tribe represent. Anyways, what's going on for you this month? Well, it's been a very powerful month for us all. A very powerful, transformative month for us all. That solar eclipse in Leo was a beautiful, incredible, at the same time, uncomfortable shockwave of energy. And it's incredible. What card came up for you? The heart chakra. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. This is an amazing card, and I definitely really feel this. Because me, personally, I actually have been working on this bit of a meditation where I appreciate and hold gratitude for my heart. And I do this every morning. I do it throughout the day as well. But this is really important because I really feel like Scorpios, yeah, you've been hurt. You've been hurt by people, situations, different events, and you've been hurt. And there might have been, while the North Node and the South Node went through the signs of Leo and Aquarius, it's been squaring your energy. So it's been tough because there may have been tendencies for you to detach and become really cold. And there might have been moments where you were really feeling the love. But it's really kind of been going back and forth. And then, of course, with Uranus coming into your opposite sign, you're having to really look at your value system, especially when it comes to relationships. So, drawing the heart chakra here, and with this new moon solar eclipse, which for you was the 10th house, so it has to do with, your career and what you want to do for a living and the mountain that you want to climb. I think what's happening here for you is that you are opening up your heart, and it's like you're kind of letting your guard down. And you're going to allow yourself to be sensitive. The interesting thing about Scorpio is that we don't really like to show. We don't like to show our sensitive side. Whereas Cancer is pretty emotional and they're pretty blatantly obvious about it, and Pisces is kind of as well. Scorpio, I mean, people who, if you know a Scorpio, you know that a lot of times they'll come across as cool, calm, and collected, right? So, but really, we're hiding this ocean of deep, 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 deep emotions. A lot of people, when they come across a Scorpio and they really get to know Scorpio, and then it's like, especially if the Scorpio loves that person and they trust them, they kind of get like this eerie feeling. And I'm just feeling this song from The Land Before Time. I think it was the 5th one, where it was like deep, deep. What was it? Yeah. What was it? No, Big Water. That's what it was. They were singing the song when they came across the ocean, and Littlefoot, Sarah, Petrie, Ducky, and Spike had never seen the ocean before, and it scared them, and they started singing that song. I hope some of you might remember it. It's like, it's big, 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 big water. We hate that big, 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 big water. You don't know what's in there. And that's a lot of times what happens with Scorpio is that, like, if you get with a Scorpio, or you know a Scorpio, you have a good friend, or even you, Scorpio, it's like sometimes you get into your own emotions, you get into those deep waters, and you don't know what's down there, man. There's some crazy shit down there, Scorpio. I think a lot of times what happens is that we kind of put our guard up. You put your guard up, Scorpio, because you don't want to. It's almost like you don't want to hurt people with the intensity of your emotions. But I think drawing the heart chakra card here, and with this blast of energy that we're getting from the sun right now in Leo, and of course with the nodes squaring you, this is actually asking you to really open up your heart and open up to other people. And yes, you still want to have your, boundaries and stuff like that, but this is about you learning to create healthy emotional boundaries. So you can really open up your heart and show people that you really care. A lot of times people like to think that Scorpio is dark and mysterious, and there are some Scorpios that are just all about sex, when we're all about sex. All Scorpios are all about sex, but there are some Scorpios that are just all about sex, and then there are some Scorpios that are like, you know, they're all about just success and just achieving success, and then and then there are, like, you know, later degree Scorpios that are a little bit more melancholic and a little bit more about the spiritual path and stuff. But regardless of what degree you have it at, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to really open up your heart and to really allow yourself to be vulnerable. And because I think what this eclipse is doing is actually strengthening your heart. You know, it's strengthening your heart in a very profound way. Let's see what else is going on with you. We do have Venus right now, which is in your 12th house. So this is relationships right now are certainly going to be very karmic. Anything that happens within your relationships, anyone that you meet this month, know that this certainly was meant to be. Very much so karmic and has deep spiritual nature to it. Now, let's see what else we have here. Okay, well, these cards just kind of flipped out. We have, interesting. So we have the Tower card in reverse. We have the Six of Wands, and then we also have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this is kind of interesting. I feel like this is, you know, the Tower, you know, whether it's upright or reverse, it's not necessarily the easiest card to deal with. And then, of course, with the Ten of Pentacles, this could be speaking to perhaps some sort of financial situation that you might find yourself in. Maybe there might be a financial pinch, or like maybe an unexpected expense might come up. But with the Six of Wands here, I think what it's saying here is that you don't really need to worry too much about it, that you'll be able to make it through, and that you will actually achieve a level of success despite whatever may come up financially. This, of course, can also be dealing with your values. So your values could be going through a major shift right now, but this is really just going to set you up to really create more powerfully. But let's see what else we have here. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands in reverse. This is the first card here. This card, when I placed it down, it kind of shifted and turned diagonally, and it's kind of going, it's like pointing towards the heart. It's pointing towards the heart. We have the Ten of Swords. That's, you know, that's a little rough right there, right? We have the King of Swords here. We have the Moon card. And we also have the Eight of Wands. So this is kind of interesting here, Scorpio. Yeah, you definitely might be dealing with some type of karmic relationship right now. The Ten of Swords here is pointing, like I said, it's kind of pointing towards the heart chakra card. But coming before it was the Page of Wands, which could be, you know, this could be, you know, a fire sign. This could be either a Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius that you may be involved in. And maybe it's time for you to cut ties with this individual. We also have the King of Swords here with the Moon and the Eight of Wands coming after the Ten of Swords. And I kind of see these as relating to the first three cards. So if we think about it, the King of Swords could be related to the Tower in reverse. So that could actually be signaling to you being connected with an air sign, either a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, where you kind of might be reviewing your relationship and how things are at this point. We have the Moon card, which I'm going to pair with the Six of Wands. So I think emotionally you're going to be feeling better, you're going to be feeling more triumphant, and you're going to be feeling like you're going to be emotionally feeling like you're kind of getting on top of things. And then we have the Eight of Wands paired with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this is speaking to some type of rapid development. And, you know, I kind of want to just kind of pull another card. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, so there's definitely some type of heartbreak that or potential heartbreak that you either are getting over, or you could just, or maybe you could be avoiding a heartbreak. That could be another thing. And it's interesting that we drew the heart chakra here. So this is about really you learning to love yourself and learning to love others. So for some of you, you may have to let someone go this month. Some of you may have to let go of maybe even your ideas of what love is. Maybe you have to kind of just give it up and let go and just surrender to love, surrender to God. And it's interesting too, because my daily video for today, if this video happens to get uploaded on the same day, but my daily video for August 15th was to drop your guard and surrender to love. So maybe that's what this is. Maybe you have to drop your guard and surrender to love. Let's see what else is going on here. There's definitely something going on with the relationships. Now, I'm not saying, this is a general reading, so I'm not saying, Scorpio, if you're in a relationship, you're going to break up with someone. Like, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that your relationship is probably going to be tested this month. And there's kind of no way around that, because Venus is in your 12th house. We do have the Nine of Swords here, so this is definitely you kind of preparing for something on the horizon, something that is coming. So yeah, your relationship definitely is going to be put through the test right now. The relationship that you have with yourself. If you happen to be single, this is going to be a relationship with family members, friends. We do have the Death card. We have your card in reverse. So this is definitely about some type of transformation, or you not wanting to allow this relationship to transform. Now, like I said, I know this sounds really doomy and gloomy with a lot of these cards here. The Death card reversed, the Ten of Swords, the freaking Tower card, and the Three of Swords in reverse. Now, that's the good thing, though. The Three of Swords is reversed. So if you are in a relationship and it is maybe difficult, or maybe it could just be your perception of the relationship, maybe you have difficulty opening up to your partner, maybe you have difficulty opening up your heart because you've been hurt in the past, you've been hurt by other people, you may be dragging issues that you've had in other relationships into your relationship, or you could be dragging issues that you have with family members and friends into your relationship. You definitely want to be careful about doing that. And I'm not saying that you're going to break up with your partner. I'm just saying that you are going to be challenged this month. And there's nothing wrong with challenges. All relationships go through them. All relationships go through challenges. Let's see what else we have here. Ultimately, the universe is asking you to open up your heart. And here we go. Okay. So these two cards were upright, and they were the Strength card and the Empress. So this is definitely bringing some positivity. This is really asking you, do you have the strength to really push through this time? Do you have, I'm really feeling that I'm talking to Scorpios who are in a relationship, which means I'm talking to myself, of course. If you really do love this person, Scorpio, and you are afraid to, and Scorpio is a very ride or die energy, it's a very loyal energy, but right now, for Scorpios, it might be hard for Scorpios to ride or die, and that's in part due to Jupiter being in our sign, because while Jupiter is a beneficial planet, it's about expansion. And right now, all Scorpios are shedding their exoskeleton, and they're being forced to come into a new self. That's what Jupiter is doing. And it's not necessarily the most comfortable thing to do. But do you have the strength to be born anew? Do you have the strength to, and we have the Empress here too, so this is speaking about creativity, connecting to Gaia, and those sort of aspects. But do you have the strength, Scorpio, to push past your comfort zones? So I think that's what this is. Some of you are in a relationship that you probably are ready to leave. Some of you are in a relationship that you know is evolving to the next level, the next stage. And really, that's going to be up to you. I think it's going to have a lot to do with this last card over here, and this last Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. but there's definitely a huge theme for you of relationships. Despite the fact that this new moon solar eclipse was in Leo, your 10th house, and maybe that's what it is. I know for me personally, and I'm just going to be really authentic with you all, my partner has been my biggest support, but I have this weird nagging anxiety, fear, thought that somehow she's going to sabotage my success. And it's kind of weird. It's a weird feeling and thought to have. And when, up until now, she has been there for me, she supports me, she's like, oh, have you made videos yet today? And she'll even encourage me to make videos when I'm not necessarily in the mood. But I think right now what's happening, especially if you are in a relationship, and I watched OJC Astrology, I watched Olivia, she actually made a video about this recently, that there's a lot of projection right now. So that actually kind of gives you a bit of comfort knowing that, first of all, the only planets that are going forward are, you know, Venus and Jupiter, and of course the Sun and the Moon, because they always go forward. But Venus and Jupiter are the only the only energies that are going forward. And yes, Venus will come into Scorpio and will retrograde back into Libra. So Scorpio, yes, your relationships are going through this trial period of whether or not you really trust this person, love this person, love yourself. So yeah, it can be quite an emotionally taxing time right now for you, because you're really trying to figure out, especially if you're in a relationship, is this person the one? I'm going to go ahead and say this, is that you are the one, first of all, that you are looking for. That person is meant to just be, that person is definitely going to be important. They're an important part of your life, obviously. But you are the one that you're looking for. And when you find yourself, and then when you look at your partner, you'll see just how beautiful the connection actually is. I'm thinking about the Two of Cups energy, but I'm thinking about this particular deck, which is my Osho Zen Tarot. Maybe you've heard of it. I think I've used it in here. I don't know if I have the deck here with me now, but in the Two of Cups on that deck is called Friendliness, and it shows two trees, and it's like a yellow tree and a pink tree, and then or a yellow tree and like an orange tree in the middle. It's pink. It's one of those, but the leaves that they share are like a different color. But these two trees stand next to each other, and the beautiful thing about that card is that that is true emotional intelligence. When you realize that you have your own rooted connection to Source, I think that's what this strength in this Empress is about. You having the strength to really be rooted in your own connection to Spirit. But then when you can find someone to share that experience with, that's such an amazing gift. It really is. We have the Five of Swords in reverse. So the fact that it's reversed is kind of letting me know that, you know, this person is not your enemy. In fact, I think a lot of times, you know, Scorpio, you have a tendency to do this, and sometimes you make a mound, you make, you know, something really small and blow it up to something really big, you know. But yes, relationships. Remember, Uranus is retrograde in your 7th house. So what you value in relationships is shifting. It is shifting. So, you know, don't be afraid to transform who you are. And if your relationship comes along with you for the ride and makes it with you through that transformation, then beautiful. It was meant to be. If it doesn't, beautiful. You will attract someone who will be there for you. And beautiful. Whoever you are with taught you an incredible and beautiful, valuable lesson. I would really caution on making any type of actions on that unless you absolutely know for sure that you're not supposed to be with this person. But, and I know this, like I said, this is supposed to be a general reading, but I really do feel like it's for people for Scorpios who are in a relationship. But I really caution you to not take any action right now. Because there's a mixture of positive and negative energies here, but I think it has in many ways to do with your perceptions. But let's see what this last card is, and that might, you know, kind of give a little bit more clarity as to what all is happening here. Communication is key. Communication. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart chakra, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balance exchange. Communication is the key to relationships. Ironically, this is like, and it's funny because like I've had this deck for a while, and I draw this card a lot. So obviously, I'm having to learn, you know, lessons of communication. So speak from your heart. It's okay. It's okay if you're not completely sure of this person. If you're 100% not sure of this person, then you probably should move on. If you're not quite there yet, then you don't have to act just yet. This relationship actually can be very successful. And it can, especially if you have been with the person for like at least, I would say like 3 to 4 years, then you guys have already been through a lot. But we are coming in through some major relationship energies. But communication is key. So speak from the heart, and it's okay to drop your guard a bit. It's okay to drop your guard and surrender to love. Maybe, just maybe, for a lot of you, this person actually is the one. For a lot of you, this person actually is the one. So it's okay. It's okay to not know exactly how things are going to turn out. But this is about surrendering to love, surrendering and just trusting that everything's going to work out. Communication is key. For those of you who are single, focus on yourself right now. Focus on your self-love. You'll attract this person, but you probably won't attract this person until, I would say, after Venus goes direct in Libra. That's when I think you probably will attract this person. Right now, for my single Scorpios out there, unless you really are feeling this person, I would say wait a little bit. Yeah. It's probably one of the deeper readings so far, and I'm definitely feeling it, so I'm a Scorpio after all. That is it for your reading, Scorpio. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you would like a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to theAquarianAdepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.